All right, welcome back to another Star Wars Unlimited pack opening. Today I'm opening another box of Lawless Time. It's gonna be a little different today because I'm gonna open these packs up in sets of 6 to kind of group the pools of cards together to help to, I guess, be available for me to try to do some practice sealed builds for a PQ that's coming up that I'm planning to go to, and it's a limited PQ. So yeah, I'm gonna just open these in packs. I just kind of want to open these today. I will be doing, most likely I'll do some videos in the future of me kind of trying to build these decks, just again as practice for me for the upcoming PQ. So let's start with the first pool of 6 packs and go from there. All right, we got a Boba Fett leader. I think he's probably decent limited. I don't know. Not sure exactly. Nightwind Assailants. I think limited is going to be a little tough in this set. In general. Ooh, Mastery is pretty good in limit, I think. But time will tell. There's a Phantom. Rare. Ooh, uh-oh. We're gonna have a weird miscut box. See how that art is kind of offset on this rare? It's just on the rare too. That's too bad. All right. Again, I'm just opening the packs today. Just kind of see what's in here, but again, I'll be keeping these pools separate for building a limited deck in the future. There's Empress Nest. Interesting choice in limited, but potentially an option. Fall over the code, hyperspace. Target Tagger. All right, so that's, I think he's pretty good in a bounty hunter's Boba build. So potentially Boba is the option. We got a legendary here, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But I think with that, it's really the biggest thing is how many bounty hunters can we get, and is it enough? Oh, just kidding. I saw the hyperspace and I thought, oh, is it a showcase? That would have been crazy. Hera Syndulla. I've played Hera at one of the pre-releases I went to. She wasn't the best, but I think it also was my pool wasn't the best as well. Ooh, that's a nice card. Lots Razi Hyperspace Foil. She's a bounty hunter, blue green. So again, I'm thinking Boba. Oh, Lots Razi Hyperspace Foil rare. Love it. Max Rebo. We have a Hyperspace Max Rebo and Fire Across the Galaxy. That was a pretty sick pack. I'm into that. All right, halfway through pool number 1. We got a Saw Gerrera. I think he's probably difficult to build limited, but again, not entirely sure. Overcharged Transport 4/3. I think it's decent. There's a Zeb. That's a bomb for limited. Here's a Sabine. Secret Battle Pretend, and Valence is the rare. So yeah, getting the Zeb is significant. There's a Vel. Okay, so obviously if you get a Vel, you gotta consider it. I think she's pretty good and limited. So far this feels like a pretty decent pool. Nihil, Storm Sower, targeted for removal. Cinta is good. There's another Phantom. Shadow of Stygian Prime is a rare. Nice, we got a bonus rare in there. I guess Phantom, we pay You may play a hero unit from your hand, give an experience token to it. Okay, that's maybe decent. There's 2 of those now. Again, it's not really a turn 1 play. You want to follow that up with some other play. All right, 1 more pack in pool 1. The Client, I don't think he's particularly great. Just a really solid blue unit. It's a blue Bounty Hunter. Baraka Shipbreaker, Follower of the Code. Phoenix. Squadron Fighters, Hold for Questioning, C-3PO, Val, and a Galen. Okay. Nice. All right, there. Well, that's pool number 1. I'll be right back. All right, we're back with 6 more packs, which will be our pool number 2 that we will use at a later time for building some sealed decks in preparation for a limited PQ. So yeah, starting with the Client. I don't think he's like terrible in limited. Obviously he's not like amazing. Ooh, these would have been good in the last pool with all these Bounty Hunters. Two-Faced Torg or Troig. Okay. Not too bad. I feel like the 2 pre-releases that I did of this set, the biggest thing that I struggled with was having enough turn 1 plays. I think I used, Chewbacca. I think that's definitely a contender. I had to use my base a lot in my pre-releases for getting enough turn 1 plays. But hopefully that's not a consistent issue, but it did feel that way in both of my pre-release pools. Ooh, an L3 Legendary, that's fun. This is the one I'm looking forward to building around in some Premier decks. So I think that's the second one I have now, which is pretty nice. Aura Sing, I think Aura's pretty decent in limited as well. So that's cool. Right now, nothing's standing out to me necessarily. I know I got that Broken Horn in this pool, I believe, which would be good with Chewbacca. X Forgets, Champions, K9 Pod, Racer, Stat Stick, Chopper, 000. Very cool. Sebulba's Pod Racer. All right. I suppose like a Sebulba would be nice, but even seem like pretty strong cards initially. Got a Han. I probably will not be playing Han, but so I'll have to see. Lost and Forgotten. Very good blue removal card. Ooh, the art on this is just awesome. Love it. Love that hyperspace. Okay, Gorilla. City Hunting Team. The Tree Remembers, another great piece of blue removal. So again, that's kind of making me think like Aura or some type of blue. Shadow Cloaking, a Kanan, very good, and a Ghost. This one's also got that same offset that the Phantom did in the last pool. I'm not sure that the Ghost is any good in limited, but Kanan obviously is very good. So this one's less obvious initially, but I think there's a good chunk of blue removal. Here's a Hera, so that does change things a little bit. potentially. I think this pull might be a little tricky. I think this guy's kind of a sneaky good turn 1 play, or sneaky okay turn 1 play, just because you can give himself the shield to use your resources on turn 1. So he's definitely a curve filler. It's a pretty good turn 1 space unit. Okay, this guy's very, very good, I think, just in general, but obviously with a Valor or something. This guy hits for a lot. There's a Dr. Afra hyperspace rare. Interesting. Not bad, not bad. All right, last pack of the pool. Let's take some stock. Here's a Jin. I don't know if Jin is good in limited. That's something to check on. This is probably decent in limited, I would think. Okay. It's a nice yellow ambusher. Another one of those turn 1 ships. 2 for a 2/3 in space is pretty good. With the ambush, it's even better. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's not a unit, give an experience token to another unit. This guy's, I think, pretty good. And here's an Anakin Skywalker. All right, that's not bad. This one's also kind of cut offset a little bit. Not all of these are that way, just some of them. That one doesn't seem quite as bad. All right, well, there's the first pool, or the second pool, I should say. I'm just seeing these 2 cards stand out to me, just being rares. But again, there's a lot more to consider with this one. This one seems less obvious to me, but I would probably lean towards something like an Aura or maybe Chewbacca if we have enough cards for it. Maybe Hera. But we'll see when I get to deck building. All right, on to pool number 3. 6 more packs. Let's see what it'll be. We got an Empty's Nest, collateral damage, watchful, attack from all sides, getaway freighter, Storm Raider, Salacious Crumb, that's cool. A Rio Durant, very cool. And the Salacious is actually kind of sick. Not very often you'll get to potentially put that into a sealed deck, so. There's a Lando. Very nice. He's obviously pretty good so far in the Premier Constructed world of this set. I'm not sure limited wise, he's probably pretty good as well. Trade Trust and Adventurer Snipe Rifle. Let's see, is this any good? Choose an undamaged non-later unit. Its printed HP is considered to be 1 for this phase. Obviously, that's really good in Aura, but outside of that, a little slow, but maybe maybe pretty good in limited. I don't know. Sebulba, okay. Discard a card from your deck. A friendly unit gains raid for this phase. Watch the Vents. Overcharged Transport. Liberty Wookiee. So far, it feels like there's been more turn 1 plays than I remember experiencing in my Bladewing's good. Probably. I don't think this card's that good. No, probably not any good, especially in limited. I've considered this in like maybe a Faith in Your Friends type deck, where you can just give them like a spy or something. Okay, Vader, he hits hard. He deploys on 7 though. I just feel like that's a little tough to swallow, but potentially. So far, nothing's super standing out to me. It's an so another red-yellow card. Build Strength, BT1. There's a Cheofane. That seems good. Zuckus. It's actually a pretty good card, though. Hyperspace of that guy. Alright. Oh, we got another Boba here. I think Boba potentially is pretty good and limited. There does seem to be like a good amount of bounty hunters overall in this set, which makes sense. It's a lawless time. That's kind of the theme, but expendable mercenary, hyperspace, pretty cool looking. Kitana. Oh, another Cheofane. Okay. Transmission jamming and ooh, the Stranger legendary. I hadn't even been keeping track of how many legendaries I've had in this box, but I think that's only the third one, which is kind of rough, to be honest, but I'm super pumped to get a Stranger. Yeah, doing this like sealed pool approach to opening up a box does not really cross my mind like how many legendaries and all that jazz I've gotten, but there's a Vel, probably pretty good. With a Leppy in the same pack, pretty good. Lost and Forgotten, pretty good. Pretty good. Scavenging Sandcrawler. Interrogation droid, okay. Ooh, it looks like we got a prestige in here. Ooh, the Falcon. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. And a Baze Melbus. All right. Not too bad. Again, not totally sure where I would go here, just off the cuff. But Vel's probably always a good option. I got the couple Chios. Without aggressive negotiations, is probably not like that critical, but yep, there's pool number 3. All right, the last 6 packs of the box, and that equals the 4th pool for practicing building some sealed decks. So Harrison Dula, Mastery, Droid Laser Turret, pretty decent. Probably very decent, unless you're going against Aura, I guess. Mr. Jammy, name a card. Can't be played this phase. Mid-room Sharpshooter. There's a Millennium Falcon. Lady Proxima, and Persecutor. So legendary. Just as far as the box goes, happy to see another legendary. Hopefully we can... Is it too much to ask for like 3 in these last 6? Because I think that's my 4th in the box, and that feels kind of low, but maybe they've decreased the odds a little bit. Here's an Aura. That would be an option. Target Tagger. Haymakers is very good. Undercity Hunting Team. It's the Bounty Hunter Searcher. Boon to E Flag Bearer. Hans Golden Dice. Shifty Suspects. And Admiral Mahdi. And he's maybe like actually pretty good and limited, I would think. So that actually seems pretty good. Villainies, so like Aura Green potentially would be something, but there's a Han. Again, not really looking to play Han, most likely. Relentless Hunters. Oops. 2 pod racers here. This could be decent. Common Cause, Rebel Blockade Runner. I think this is just a solid card. Would make most decks. Pirate or Patient Hunter. Tree Remembers. Good piece of removal for aura potentially. Django and Thermal Detonator. When this unit is ready, deal 10 damage to each enemy ground unit. I don't know if this unit was ready. So you need to find some way to like kill your own thing. Here's another aura. Droid Laser Turret, Cartel Heavy Fighter, or I suppose put that on a Sentinel, that's probably good. As Hunters, Scarif Lieutenant, Santiv 4, Radonium Detonation. Okay, that's seems pretty good. Maybe even like Aura Yellow. But I don't know if this is like, is that good enough in limited? It's maybe too slow, but just say Scavenging Sandcrawler, Deveronian Doorbuster, from a certain point of view. Forlom, we don't have a Bounty Hunters dude yet. Here's a Zeb, that's a hit. Ooh, a Kanan and an Intimidator. All right, so we're getting the triangle legendaries in this set. Not great for limited, I don't really think, but haven't pulled any of those yet. All right, last pack, Agent Callus. He seems like a tough one to figure out for limited, if I'm being honest. Vigilant Scouts, they're just, there's a lot of stats there. I think those seem pretty good. 3/5 for 4 and restore 2. Yeah, seems pretty good. Imperial Door Technician, some aura support potentially, Broken Horn, Payroll Heist, Honor-Bound Partition, and a Djinn. All right. Nice. Yeah, there you have it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had a couple double ups on this one, so we're kind of limited what we can play. I'm kind of leaning towards aura something. Obviously we have a couple big bombs, these legendary ships, if we ever get to play them, maybe with some credits or something. Hard to say. Maybe against Vel would be decent, because Vel would be giving us experiences, but yeah, well, there you have it. That is the end of the video. Stay tuned for, I'm not sure how many I will record and put on YouTube, but I'll be doing some live sealed building. So if you want, you can take a look for those. Thanks again for watching.